Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Shelf Comics. I'm Tommy, joined by Murphy.
Hello.
We're back with
We're back.
this week's comics. They were last week's comics, but now they're this week's comics. And next week, when we're back talking about comics, they'll be last week's comics. So
I think that joke only lands with me, and I love it.
it does, and I only do it for you. But if it does work for you, if you do find it funny, please leave a comment so I can
Yeah,
stop
let
doing
us
it.
know.
If it's annoying, I'll stop. If it's liked, I will keep going.
I don't know if they start commenting on it, it'll be like it actually offends me a whole bunch. Like,
If you are offended by it, I will keep doing it.
I will keep doing it.
But yeah, let's get into this week's comics. Number 5,
Yeah.
Star Wars: The High Republic. Number 10, The Final Face-Off of Jeddah.
So
So we're
Balance
done.
for the Force. Yeah, this is the end. The story is called Balance for the Force, Chapter 5, Lure of the Dark Side. So Star Wars, The High Republic, Phase 2 finale. The Leveler has been unleashed in a secret Jedi vault on Jeddah. Jedi Knight Bill Darmak has risked everything to defeat the path of the open hand, but in the face of tragedy, can he resist the lure of the dark side? Jeddah's battle for the Force reaches its epic conclusion. So this one's good. I am kind of torn because I didn't realize, since I'm so bad at reading solicitations, that it was the end.
Mhm.
And this is the second time now they've ended the High Republic,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
And I like the story. And I'm like, come on. Let's just keep building the story.
So we'll have a couple
But
months off, and then we'll have a new Star Wars: The High
phase
Republic,
three,
number 1.
phase three.
Yeah.
But no, this, all in all, this
It's
whole
very
series has been
Marvel.
awesome.
It's very
Yeah.
Marvel, and in this sense, I'm okay with it because they're kind of just telling different stories and fleshing out this time period, which is really
Yeah.
interesting. If it was one overarching story that they arbitrarily just broke up for no reason, I'd probably feel different. But because like with a lot of Marvel books, it'll be like with Daredevil, for example, they did Daredevil number 1. Is it really though?
Yeah.
Like, it's still the same creative team, it's still the same story, but it's
Yeah.
like they use number 1 as a jumping on point, which I get
So a status quo
works.
shift of some
Yeah,
sort.
yeah.
But I mean, with this also, I mean, they're trying to flesh out the world, like you said, and
Mhm.
see if people actually they're trying to see if people like it enough for them to really commit to making movies. Yeah, they're looking to see if they got a core group to see if they
True.
can really make the movies because they just announced movies, back in the past.
Right, right.
So the High Republic, though, it's like we got a lot of content on the Old Republic. So now it's like, they're
Yeah, they're
dipping
building
their
out the
toes
yeah,
into the High Republic,
yeah.
and I mean, I'm excited. I just wish that these stories would go on a little bit longer, which I guess is the point, though.
Yeah. Yeah, we're building a base
Yeah.
to go on longer. So I feel like they'll do a couple of these and then they'll get into a groove, or maybe they'll just keep doing this.
Look,
I don't
Disney,
know.
if you're listening, I'll buy the tickets. I'll buy a
You'll
ticket.
go see the movie? Really?
I'll go. All right. Well,
I'm
that'll take
shocked.
us on to our number 4, though, this week.
Night
Nightwing number 104.
Rise of the Underworld finale, Night at the Circus finale. So we got an arc wrapping up here. It's been a very fun arc. We'll talk about it at the end of the episode, but I did some catching up on a trip this past weekend, read a bunch of comics, and one of the things I caught up on was Nightwing. So I'm personally very excited for this one. I think the cover is incredible. It's just the
Mhm.
reproduction of that meme where the guy's just like,
Mhm.
uh, Nightwing and the Titans realize the only way to save Olivia is to go to hell. Seeing how ineffective his punching was when he last confronted Neuron's demons, Nightwing is temporarily powered up by magic in order to make it through the depths of hell alive. Literally. Then, in the backup, Nightwing and John Kent find an important clue as to who's behind the circus murders, and that person may be connected to Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson's life is kind of butt most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the
But no,
time.
Yeah, this is gonna be awesome, and I think it's gonna be a good, you know, it's kind of the end of a couple stories. I think it'll be a good point to start at.
Yeah.
Um, After this, this is kind of that one. And then with Titans, I mean, I love that the last couple issues, the Titans are just there.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're not in any other book yet.
Right.
And
Right.
then
But
now
now
Titans 1
Titans
is
is
coming out and Nightwing's big big boy in charge, you know?
yeah. Yeah. And Nightwing 105 is the whole in Nightwing's perspective issue.
Oh yeah, that one's gonna be
So that'll
sweet.
be super fun.
This book has made our top 5 so many times.
As it should though. It's
I
a
wonder if people know we're fans.
I wonder. It's almost like we're fans of this book. I'm very excited for it. I think it's been a really fun ride. It's been fun seeing the Titans starting to build that, but I think I'm just as ready for it to be it. I'm enjoying it, but I miss the Nightwing book, if that makes sense. So I'm
Yeah, but
excited
now
for
how
this to continue in Titan, and I hope Nightwing comes back to being Nightwing. Not that
being
he's
Nightwing,
just like how I mean
like
Batman's in
how
Justice
Batman
League,
would be in the Justice League, but
but you would
Batman
still have the
comics are
Batman
different.
book. Yeah, yeah,
I don't know. I honestly could see the Nightwing solo tying in a lot with the
sure,
Titan.
yeah, yeah,
Because Batman's still Batman. Batman doesn't really hang out with his friends when he's not doing Justice League stuff,
right,
but Nightwing does, in fact, hang out with people. So like
yes.
I feel like it's gonna take a little bit longer maybe to get back to Nightwing being just Nightwing stuff, but also maybe not. The
I think we're gonna start seeing it with the next issue. That's for
I mean,
sure.
the first person thing will, yeah. But like, what if we just see the Titans through Nightwing's eyes?
I hope not, but it's they probably are gonna be a part of it. But I don't know. It's just one of those things where I enjoy him doing his stuff. Like even though he's
Yeah,
around
doing
other
his
people,
thing.
it's a different group of people than the Titans because the Titans are
Yeah,
very like I get the same feeling with Justice League where it's like nothing can beat this team. Like they've gone through
yeah.
insurmountable odds. Like whatever's thrown at them, fine. But then like what's being asked right now where Dick Grayson's just a human and now he's given powers, it's just like that could be him. So is it some kind
Yeah,
of a tempting thing? Obviously it is, but and he's not
no,
going to fall for it. But
obviously. He would never fall for it.
no. But I
He's the
think
best of us.
it's an interesting perspective of people who just assume that he's a superhero and has superpowers, but really he's just human.
Yeah, just a dude. Yeah, the one demon in the she was like, "Are you just a guy?
Yeah.
You're really just a guy?"
Yeah. Yeah.
The classic Batman problem.
Yeah, exactly. But moving on to our number 3 this week, we got Green Arrow number 2.
So this one's called Far From Home. Green Arrow is alive, but where the hell is he? That's what Roy Harper and Black Canary want to know, and their search takes them into the bowels of Bel Rev. But they'd better hurry. The stranded Oliver Queen and another lost member of the Green Arrow family are both being hunted by a brand new villain called Troublemaker. So, this one, I mean, anybody who's listened to our videos over the last, couple months knows I'm down with what DC's doing.
Yeah. Yep.
And I did enjoy the first issue of Green Arrow a lot. And then, I mean, you just brought up to me that it's a miniseries.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this new villain is going to be interesting. And how many issues did you say Green Arrow is going to be now?
So I saw it was 6.
Just 6?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
nice.
when I'm not seeing it elsewhere, it's one of those things where like when you go on Comic Hub and I was looking at uh the solicitation for it, it was
Hmm.
pulling up as uh, one of 6.
Ah, yeah. Well, hey, then issue
Maybe
twos
it's
are
wrong,
usually pretty
but
big. And we got a first appearance. I think this one's worth picking up. And also, the story's cool. After this, I'm going to read Green Lantern.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is
I just like everything that DC's done so far this year. So I'm high on the company in general.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, same. I'm gonna let this one build up, and then I'll probably binge it on DC Infinite Ultra.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah,
Ultra.
only a month, man. It's only a month. That's not bad.
I know you're only a month behind. I'm a month behind on many things, and it's fine.
More than month behind on.
Exactly. That's the thing. Is like it's fine. It's fine. Uh,
All right.
moving on to our number 2, Radiant Pink number 5, A Tale of Most Woe. Miniseries finale. Home is finally within Eva and Kelly's grasp, but this last leap will take everything they've got. Will their relationship survive the journey home? And more importantly, will they?
Dude, Radiant Pink. Anything Radiant.
Yeah. So we'll get
Yeah,
into it, but
I do love how quickly this story kind of like hit the fan. Because like basically like after the first issue, these two are just thrust into another world, surviving, and then now they're like mortal enemies. They it says they're gonna is their relationship gonna survive? No, no, it's
you
not.
sure? You sure?
I am sure,
Okay.
but no, I've enjoyed all this, and I mean, same with Radiant Red, and then I'm assuming probably Radiant Yellow will be the next little mini series we get.
I'd assume
So
so. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, they've each gotten arcs, and then basically get mentioned more after their miniseries is done.
In the book,
So
yeah.
like right, yeah, like Radiant Red is talked about a lot, and Radiant Black right now
Yeah,
he's mentioned every other issue. Um, Radiant Yellow is actively part of the story,
right.
but I think that'll kind of change. But so I'd be interested to see if after this issue, Radiant Pink pops back up and is more in Radiant Black or in Radiant Black more.
I could see it. I mean, yeah, the trend, I can definitely see that trend continuing. It's, yeah. I mean, the series and the world that they're building is getting super massive.
I'll wait. Wait, good job. But
You like that
I'm
transition?
also excited about that B cover. Just
Yeah,
real quick, everybody get the B cover. Do
it's the Power Ranger
we
cover.
have a picture of it? Yeah.
I should be able to.
I still need to just buy
There we go.
the Radiant Black #1 cover because I want it. You have that one, right?
I have one of them. This makes for great content. I was looking the other day, actually. Yeah, so I have a couple different. Why did it do Powers of X? Nope.
Oh, either
CLZ
way,
is broken right
this
now.
one is
I have a couple
yeah,
versions
this
of number
one
one, but
is such a sick cover. And I wish I would have gotten the Radiant Black issue 1 of it, but I'm down to get this one. So,
yeah, yeah. But
well, now I'm sorry I ruined your perfect transition.
what to the new super massive image number one, our number one of the week?
Image #1. Now that was too good a transition. I'm sorry I ruined it.
It's okay. It's okay.
A doorway is open. Beyond it lies the Holy Grail. Yes, that Holy Grail. But why are Radiant Black, Rogue Sun, and the Dead Lucky all so desperate to get their hands on it? And who is the mysterious woman who stands in their way? Massive Verse architects Kyle Higgins, Ryan Perrott, Melissa Flores, and Matt Broom are joined by superstar art team Danielle DiNicolo and Walter. Oh man, I got beat on this one. Biamonte
Uh-huh.
for a 50-page one-shot crossover event.
This is how you do crossovers.
This was
This
yeah,
is how you do crossovers. You make it one issue, and
just
it's just
one big
massive. Yeah.
issue. Everyone's together.
Yep.
Like, and that tracks with this world. We gush about the world that they built with this
Yeah.
so much, and this is like the book that's made for our top 5 videos.
Yeah, because
It's
it
made
just
for
follows all the things. It doesn't have like 10 different side issues that you may or may not have to read. and
Yep.
then you don't have to figure out what order to read them in. It's just no. We're doing a crossover. Here's the
Yeah.
book.
Yeah,
Read it.
you if you don't know the other ones, you're not buying this, you
No,
know? Like, if you have not picked up an issue of Radiant Black, you're not getting this.
no.
But if you've read every issue, you know you wanna read it,
And then
you know, like
maybe you get interested in Rogue Sun or the Dead Lucky because you haven't given them a shot yet. And then now it does the marketing job of putting your eyes on new characters. But I don't know. I
yeah.
think it's
That
very well done and can't wait to read this one.
well, and the funny thing too is that this is kinda just the beginning. The Massiveverse has grown even further than the group of characters they mentioned being in this,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like, there are only the 3 main characters are those 3 main characters, but then,
Then you have no one.
now you've got No One, you've got, what was the other book? I forgot which one, but yeah, there's another book. There's so many people.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that as this universe keeps getting to grow, then we'll get another, Supermassive number 2.
It's pretty wild. It's
Yeah. Dude, and just gushing about this universe more. We talked about it with No One, the podcast.
yeah.
Yeah, like that. Everything they're doing with these comics, whether it be how they do these events, a podcast that goes along with the story, anything. It's so good. They're so good,
Yeah. It's almost like how they would want to architect it
right?
if they weren't.
It's like they didn't have to follow any of those rules.
Yeah. You just do it the right
No,
way.
so this
This is
one I'm
awesome.
so excited for. Um, I don't really know much about Rogue Sun, I will say.
That's
I read the first issue
yeah.
and then kind of fell off of it. I never actually pulled it.
Okay.
And then the Dead Lucky though, I almost cut from my list and then it just kind of stayed.
Fair.
So I'm up to date anyways.
Fair. Yeah. So on
So
my trip, I did a bunch of catching up, and Radiant Black was part of that. I got up to 18. I brought Radiant Red with me, but wasn't able on the flight back. It was too dark to read, and I didn't want to be that
yeah.
one jerk that turned on his overhead light.
Oh, I just did it. I just was.
Well,
When-
I was sitting in the
when-
middle seat too. So,
oh man. I
but
don't know. There are there's a guy whose literal job was to make that light angled at such a degree that that middle seat could have light and not truly, upset the others. I don't know. I think you could have done
but
it.
I had my iPad. And so I was
Oh,
reading on
well,
there, and
that's
I
fair.
had downloaded a bunch of Batman stuff to get caught up on. I got caught up on Nightwing, Batman, Robin. So I finished the Robin run all the way to
Oh wow.
17, and then
Did you do any
I
of? I mean, obviously you'd already done Shadow War,
yeah,
and then after that it was Batman versus Robin. Did you read any of
I
that?
did not read that. I forgot to download that one. But
Yeah.
then I
And
did
then there's the Lazarus
I
Planet.
did I and then I read Lazarus Planet Omega first. And
That's what I hate. That's why I don't like it.
I was very
I,
confused.
I
And
that's
then
why I don't like
because
the
I didn't
Alpha
I
and
like
Omega
because
set.
when
Like,
you're in airplane mode, you can't like look up the order or anything. It's just
no,
this is what you
it's
have
just what it
downloaded.
is.
And I was like, cool, okay. So I don't and I like quickly look through it. I'm like, all right, this is completely out of order. I don't see an alpha. I see
Yeah.
an omega. Let's start with that. So I
No,
read that
that's why I hate them so much.
and then
Like,
I read alpha afterwards when I saw it.
oh my
But
goodness.
and then I tried
Uh,
reading some of the side ones and I was like, no, this is silly. But I get
yeah,
the main gist of it. It's fine. It's giving Damien a story. It's his.
yeah.
But
It is. It is his. A lot. Like it's a lot of him.
so I think they're trying to build up like if it is true with like the new Batman movie and Damien being a part of it, I could see them trying to build up stories so that they'll
Hype
be
around
in
him.
trade form, so when the movie comes out, they can reprint those in like hardcovers and trades and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that those dots are connecting time wise. That would make sense.
Hmm.
For like the re-release of those books. And then because I'm sure they'll have other Damien stuff going on around that time, whenever
Yeah.
that is. But just something I thought was interesting. What else did I read?
Yeah, I haven't, like I told you, I haven't gotten to read as much, but I've just been bagging and boarding and bagging and boarding because I've been so bad with with the wedding and everything. I
Oh
just like
yeah,
it all fell away. It was
yeah.
like so I picked up like every time I picked up, they were just still raw books in the bag, and I'm like, up. So I finally did it, but people, I did make a mistake, and I ordered old school tape bags. You got
Oh
to tape
no.
them closed.
Did you have to go buy tape, or did you have tape?
No, I have tape
Okay, okay.
from when I used to have tape bags. No, I've lost so many comics, like I've messed up their covers because of tape.
Yeah.
So many. And so it hurt my heart that I ordered 400.
Do they
400
have this like? It's not that much more
bags.
expensive. I don't have it next to me. There's like this Scotch makes like this and archival tape that you can use to seal it, and it won't like if it sticks, it'll come right off the cover.
Oh, I'll have to look into that because I got 400 bags. Well, luckily I went through like 60 right out the rip. But
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
still,
You got a
that's
way
a
to
lot of
go. You got a ways to
that's a
go.
lot of bags. But no, so I got them all organized, alphabetized, ready to be read, and then put into place. But I haven't organized things in a while, so there's some work that needs to be done there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm starting to fall behind again, and not looking forward to it. 'Cause I haven't even made it to the comic book store in the last 2 weeks because I was sick. And I
Yeah,
went on a trip
you're out of town.
and I was out of town. So this week I'll go and I'll probably pick up too much, and then probably this weekend is Memorial Day weekend, so I can probably have some time to get that away.
Yeah, yeah. I'm grilling for Memorial Day.
Me too. Me too. I'm hyped.
Yeah.
I'm excited. But this isn't a grilling podcast. This is a comic book podcast where we talk about this week's comics. And now these week's comics will be last week's comics when we come back next week for next week's comics.
Well, also, if you've listened this far, we kind of did the show in reverse
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah.
We just went right into the top five and then did some talking afterwards. I don't know how you felt about it, Tommy,
I
but
think it flowed better. I
I
think
think
it
so
flowed
too.
better.
I
So I
think
think
so
we'll
too. We
stick
just
with
got to
this.
figure it out.
Yeah. And then it
But
frees, it
tell
doesn't
us what you think.
rush. It doesn't rush that like at the beginning.
Yeah,
And
the
then
actual
people
yeah,
that are coming for the top five, they get their top five, they can leave. And then the people that actually want to just listen to us ramble about nonsense can listen to us ramble about nonsense.
fair. Yeah,
Although
so
some people
I
may
enjoyed
look
it,
at
but
look at the time and be like, wait, it took them how long to talk about 5 comics?
well, maybe that'll interest them more.
Yeah.
But anyways,
All right. So until this week's comics are last week's comics and next week's comics are this week's comics, we'll catch you guys later.